A lot of my friends started playing in second grade, and I just wanted to have fun with my friends and been playing ever since. I like wide receiver better, but I'm a better linebacker. I remember most of the day up until practice, and then it gets a little bit fuzzy, and I remember being on the ground and in pain, and then my coach asked me what was wrong and trying to explain to him that my head was hurting, and him asking me a lot of questions, but I don't really remember much other than that.
Thomas came inside of our offensive tackle, kind of like on an imitation blitz, and as he did, he kind of jumped slightly in the air, and our offensive tackle was able to get underneath him and took him to the ground, and his head hit the ground. At the end of the practice, we decided that it wasn't safe enough for him to drive home.
Coach Rogers, the head coach, called me and said he had taken a pretty good hit and that he was having somebody drive him home and that he was sending his truck home with somebody else. And so that was my first idea that something had happened. And when Thomas got home, he couldn't tell me what happened. The following morning, we actually met with the trainer here at the school to do the first assessment.
They notified me at the time because, again, I wasn't out here at the time. Came out, actually evaluated Thomas, felt that it could be a concussion, and then typically, anytime we feel that there is a concussion, we'll get that referred over to our concussion specialist.
He does not recall having a loss of consciousness at that time, but he had one of the red flags where there's a gap in memory immediately after the hit, and then actually kind of spotty until the next morning when he woke up. And then he also had a previous concussion, so yet another red flag. But for Thomas, his case is a little interesting. This is where the athletic trainer side and the side of our office and the communication helped him a whole lot.
Good, turn around. With concussions, typically you require an initial visit, and in order to, once you're starting to feel better, then the athlete will go back in and get checked out again by doc. Where the telehealth comes in is the fact that he does not have to travel to the doctor's office. And so that same evaluation can be done at school.
Normally there's a 5-day protocol to get back in. Normally patients progress day 1 through 5, boom, back to playing. For Thomas, on about day 2, he started having the recurrence of the symptoms.
There were just things that I knew he should have been able to do that he obviously could not do. Just remembering things primarily, and he got so frustrated. I would watch him trying to decide if he had seen a shape or not seen a shape, or seen a word or not seen a word. So obviously he was frustrated about it.
All right, I'll speed up just a little bit.
There's a lot of computer tests, memorization, speed, reflexes, all that kind of stuff to make sure my brain's functioning at the level it usually does.
Basically, the tests that we're doing are the tests that is set up through Dr. Stanley. And all we're doing is basically being the moderator or the actual tester. And so Dr. Stanley has set these protocols as this is what he would do in the office, and we're simply just facilitating that off-site. Good, and relax. Yeah, balance is looking good. Even
and the telehealth is good for follow-ups to look for any kind of differences, what has changed between the first visit and any subsequent visits that we have. It helps greatly with coordination and care, because usually on the other end is the athletic trainer that sees him every day at practice, the student athlete, of course, and then usually the parents are there, so we can all talk back and forth.
Joe, as the trainer, is with the kids a lot. He actually probably knows Thomas better than Dr. Stanley. So to some degree, I think it's good to have that extra input.
I find it's helpful because usually it's quicker. Usually these are done around the students' lunchtime and then my lunchtime too, and we can coordinate that and get it done in usually about 15 minutes.
We didn't have to drive all the way across town. That was nice. That takes the better part of a couple hours just to get over there. And get back, I guess. So it was good that Thomas didn't have to miss that much school, so it was nice to be able to do that.
It's pretty cool, like I could see him, he could see me without having to drive all the way over to him, and getting to spend time with him, not being face-to-face, but still him knowing what's going on with me and not having to drive so far and not missing as much school for it. Makes it a lot easier.
Come on, run out. Hey, go. Come on. Hey.